We here again, reflections. It's been a while, been a bit busy, but I always come and connect. And these days, not every time I connect, I bring out my phone. But of course, we stay hydrated. Anytime you're doing certain types of work, certain types of energy integration, it's always good to have water, because water, is a great energy conduit. It allows the energy to move throughout the body, to go into places and stuff like that, So yeah, and we can't forget Big Brother or Big Papa, big energy. This is the form of self-love that most of us neglect. And the only true reason that we neglect it is because we haven't invested in enough knowledge of self. And it can be looked at many ways when I say invest in knowledge of self, because most people think to invest in knowledge of self, you have to go and study. You have to go and find some book or go to some class or stuff. But remember, reflection, within your blood is your DNA. And within your DNA is something called your Akashic record, which science don't even have the technology to express its intelligence. When I talk about the Akashic record, they don't even have the technology to express your DNA or the different levels of potentiality of your blood and what your blood really is. So to invest in knowledge of self, you really have to connect with who you are. You are the soil, you are the wind, you are the sun, you are nature. Understand? You are all aspects of nature. And when you come and sit down in nature, reflection, especially with your shirt off and no shoes, little to no filter. Take off the hat, take off the contact lens, take off the glasses, take off all of these barriers, these information barriers. Right? And when you come and connect, you will know what you need to know. This is a different type of investing in knowledge of self. Because let's put common sense on display. Right? Planet Earth has been around before any religion. Planet Earth has been around before any type of science that we have awareness of. Right? Planet Earth has been around before any of these things. Even before we came here on this planet. Right? We in this human form. Because it's not linear what I'm saying. Before this version of mankind has been here, because remember there was something called a great flood, right? And Earth has been inhabited before that great flood, right? Just to put things into perspective, right? So this Earth has been around before this version of mankind, right? And Earth is a living, breathing, intelligent, very advanced in its intelligent entity, right? And so if we should choose to come and sit down on the earth, right? Sit down, put your bare foot on the ground, understand your relationship to the earth, and put your bare foot on the ground. Put your palm on the ground, rest it on the ground, and ask, dear divine earth, dear divine mother. You don't have to label it the mother, but dear divine reflection would be a better term. Dear divine reflection, please give me all that I need. Ask to show you what it is you need to remember. Ask to continue to be guided on your path. Ask, it would be better to ask to merge with its intelligence, to be a reflection of its intelligence, right? You do that with the sun as well, right? You connect to the breath, the true intelligence, the breath. Connect. Ask for the breath to nourish you, right? Ask for the breath to move the liquids, to purify the liquids within your vessel. And you do these things, and that will be a whole different level of investing in knowledge of self. Because then you will remember. Because this practice will keep the body pure. This practice will keep the body hydrated. Drink your water. Drink your clean water, not the pipe water that they give you. Right? Drink your clean waters and ask to remember. asked to be merged with the wisdom of nature. Right? Because nature been around before us, this version of us, because some of us has been around before the flood. Some of us are timeless. Majority of us carbon beings are very timeless. Right? So once you come and you do these things, reflections, you're gonna know how to navigate this world. You're gonna find peace. In the midst of chaos, you can find peace. While everybody's running around frantically, being afraid of this and being afraid of that, and being subjected to all types of destructive habits towards self and towards the planet, right? You will know better, right? There's an old saying, nothing new exists under the sun. Why? The sun been around even before all versions of Earth. The sun been around, right? So it is wise to connect to the sun. Yeah, a lot of us wanna only give, credence to the moon and connect to the moon and meditate on the moon and do all of this stuff with the moon. But a true enlightened one knows to connect to the sun. Right? I mean, they say the moon is a reflection of the sun. So without the sun, there's no moon. Right? The moon only reflects the sunlight, but there's a level of balance, and it's a whole lot to get into, right? But the moon is not really what we think it is, but it has been, helping us along in this new energy, right? Because it's not what we think it is. But that's for another time. But for real, the reflections, you come, you sit down here, you're going to have nice, clean skin, right? Because the sun is also can be considered the ultimate cleanser, the ultimate purge, the ultimate intelligence. And because you are a reflection of that intelligence, when you be who you are, you sit with yourself. Yeah, when you be who you are and you sit with yourself, the wisdom come in, right? And all that's necessary to cleanse the body, to keep the body enlightened, to nourish the body, etc., will be received, right? It's like if you want to be smart in this idea of smart, you got to go to school and study, right? Now, if you want to be a different kind of smart that is timeless beyond this level of indoctrination, call it what it is, then you come home and you connect to nature, right? And you'll be smart beyond what science tell you, beyond what doctor tell you, beyond, what religion teach you about who you're supposed to be, right? Because the only thing we're supposed to be is present. And none of us can be present, right? Be here and now, right? But we can't do that because we always have this little machine on going there, thinking about this, regretting the past, living in anxiety about the future, but we can't be here and now, right? So we can't receive, reflections, you know what I mean? So come home, sit down, allow yourself to be educated by nature, right? Nature is a reflection of God, allow yourself to be educated by nature, and it will be an education unlike none other, right? Because the first person to write a book, where did he get his knowledge from? The first person to even create a book, where did they get their knowledge from? Before all the books, people knew things that is now in the book. Where did they get those knowledge from? You know what I mean? So there's something deeper that we're missing, right? Where did Jesus get his knowledge from? Where did Buddha got his knowledge from? The one thing they all have in common is love and a deeper connection to the natural world. The natural world is love, and love asks for nothing. Love is self-sustaining. Look around and see. Nature supports itself. The plant supports itself. Right? Nature gives it everything. You don't have to ask the neighbor for anything. You don't have to do anything. And why you don't have to ask? Why you don't have to ask? Because it's embedded. The oneness is embedded. And we have the saying in this conscious expression that we express, a chain is no stronger than its weakest link. And right there again, it's talking about the oneness, but most of us would miss the oneness, right? When they say a chain is no stronger than its weakest link. So when the plant is going through whatever phase and it needs support through the, what they call the mycelium connection, they're going to feed each other via the branches. So if my root, aka the plant root, is just having a little bit more access to water, maybe because it's down on the slope and the water is anchoring there, they're gonna form a chain and let the water pass through the system and meet up to the one that's on the hill. So everybody can have equal. Why? Because they understand what the unity, the oneness that is God. Right? A chain is no stronger than its weakest link. They understand it and they live it. And this is why when we come back to nature, there won't be no war, there won't be no hatred, there won't be no so-called rich and poor and fat and this and that. There will just be oneness, and the oneness is love. So when you come back home to nature and you sit down barefoot and you let the sun teach you and earth teach you, and you breathe like a God again, all of the information will start to come back. Yeah? So give allowance reflection, give allowance for yourself to remember self. Come home, sit down in nature, you know. You can start small, 5 minutes a day. We all got 5 minutes. Sometimes we spend 5 minutes alone scrolling, you know, or listening to a video that teaches you nothing really. But it's our choices, you know what I mean? It's our choices. But we can only take actions upon the thing that we are aware of, and that's for real. You can't take action upon anything that you're not aware of, right? Because it's not within your program, right? So once you understand certain things, you will take the necessary action, you know. But nature is going to teach you to love yourself again, because you can't love something that you don't know what it is and how to care it.